Members of the Fox Hill community celebrated the emancipation of slaves in the Bahamas and across the Caribbean with a church service today. The annual Emancipation Day Service affirmed a resolve to value and safeguard the individual rights and freedoms of Bahamians. Vern Carey has more from today's festivities.
It was 182 years ago when the then British Empire abolished slavery, and Foxhillians celebrated that freedom from forced labor during an Emancipation Day church service at the Fox Hill Parade. Pastor of Bunkiri Union Baptist Church, Reverend Warren Anderson, said that Emancipation Day is a time to reflect on the past while focusing on the future.
When we celebrate this time we call emancipation, we celebrate it because we are indeed free and free indeed. And we become a society that when the work of the toil of the day is done, we hide away in our houses and we come back not out because we're afraid of what's happening in the night. But I've come to tell you that even though that might be the plight of what's happening, we serve a God who tells us not to be fearful of those who are against us.
Fox Hill MP Fred Mitchell indicated that efforts must be made to ensure that our individual rights and freedoms are protected. He referenced the remarks of Montague MP Richard Lightbourne, who suggested that unwed Bahamian women tie their tubes involuntarily. Lightbourne has since apologized for those remarks. However, Mitchell suggested that the remarks had racist overtones, which he said cannot be overlooked.
You may remember in the United States there was a man who was the leader of the majority for the Republicans, and George Bush was the president of the United States. And he got up and said that he wished that the segregationist party in the United States was back in power and supported what they were doing. The US president responded immediately, and he lost his job as the majority leader and lost his job as a senator. Now, there is an example of what was done in the United States. I say that example should be followed. And we should, all organizations, including his own, should disassociate themselves from it and do the appropriate thing in the circumstances.
Activities will continue in Fox Hill tonight and for the rest of the week. Vern Carey, ZNS Network.